Hey guys, welcome to Travel Feels. Today we're going to talk about movement, but without any gimbals or Steadicams or anything like that, just some cool little tips and tricks and some good old-fashioned creativity. Alright, so we've talked a lot about movement and how important it is and all the amazing things movement can do for your films. But what if you don't have a gimbal or a Steadicam or anything else to get really smooth movement? And let's face it, gimbals are super expensive right now, so a lot of people can't afford them, especially if you're not doing this as a living. If you're just a hobbyist or anything like that, it's gonna be really expensive to buy a $1,000 or $2,000 gimbal for your camera just to get some smooth movement. It's a really big investment. Because gimbals are so new still, the technology is pretty expensive. So what can we do? A big portion of filmmaking is just about being creative, figuring out different ways to do cool things. You come up with this idea, and then you think of all these different ways that you could achieve that idea. And a lot of the times, just by being really creative, you can do the same thing that a really expensive piece of gear would do. So how can we get that buttery smooth movement without any gimbals or Steadicams? That's the question. And we're gonna go through a bunch of different tips and techniques. Some of them cost you absolutely no money, and you can do them right now without any other extra equipment, really easy, really quickly. But some of them you do need to have some extra equipment, and maybe hopefully you'll have them lying around in your house. But first, I want to say a huge thank you to the amazing people at Squarespace for sponsoring this episode and making these videos possible. Squarespace is awesome. They just make a really amazing product, and it's so nice to collaborate with a company that actually makes a product that I use. It's the first website building platform that I've used that I've been able to make a really nice, high quality website really easily and really quickly with no hassles, none of that pain or headache. They have so many amazing templates to choose from, so you don't have to design anything from the ground up, and they have amazing customer service to really help you out if you have any questions. And I keep saying this, and I really mean it, the easiest way to turn yourself from a hobbyist to a professional is to make a really professional looking website. Put all your work on there, whatever you're interested, so when somebody's asking you to do something for them, you can send them this portfolio and really show them what you're capable of. So whether you need a domain, a website, or an online store, start your free trial today at squarespace.com and use the offer code TRAVELFEELS and start looking more professional. Alright, so let's get into the buttery smooth movement without any gimbals or Steadicams. Typically, one of the most common moving shots is a follow shot or a leading shot with a character. At least I do these all the time. So this is gonna be our test. We're gonna do a follow shot and a leading shot, and we're gonna do them in different ways to show the different kinds of smooth movements that we can create using different techniques. So first off, this is just handheld, nothing else, just a camera in my hands, and I'm following Peter as he walks down, and then I'm leading him backwards. And you can see it's pretty shaky, and it's definitely not smooth movement. And this look can be fine for certain kinds of films and certain kinds of looks that you're trying to create, but we're trying to create really smooth movement. So this is not gonna work. Alright, so the first thing that we could do is to try in-body image stabilization. A lot of the new cameras have in-body stabilization, and actually a lot of them are really good. So here I'm using the GH5 and I'm turning on the image stabilization, and it's actually really good straight in the camera. And you can see it's a lot smoother than just handheld without the image stabilization. It does a lot. The only problems with this technique are that some cameras don't have it, and then also with wide angle lenses you can get some wobble or warping on the edges. Because of the lens distortion, it can look really weird and kind of trippy, and I don't like that look. But you can do a couple different things to make this even smoother, and the first thing is to do the ninja walk. You don't want to be just stomping around on your heels. You want to walk kind of like heel toe or just stepping softly, and this is going to really help when you don't have a gimbal or a Steadicam. Next, we can also go in post and add some warp stabilizer to make it even smoother. And the combination of in-body stabilization and then warp stabilizer in post is actually really powerful. You can create some really buttery smooth movements with this combination. It's actually really powerful because a lot of times you don't want to be carrying around a ton of camera gear. Let's say you're on a travel trip and you're hiking and all these things. You don't want to be carrying around big heavy gimbals and other stabilizers, but with this in-body stabilization and then warp stabilizer, you can actually do quite a bit just with that, nothing else. So keep that in mind. It's not the perfect tool, and you're gonna get some warping sometimes, and it doesn't always work, but it can be a really good tool in your pocket. Next, we can also use slow motion to create smooth movement. Because of the fact that you're slowing down the footage, the camera shake that's happening is happening so slowly that it's not actually that distracting to the viewer, and it happens kind of smoothly. So here I'm filming in 120 frames per second, and you can see it's really smooth. And I actually have also the in-body stabilization on, so now we have two different stabilizers kind of going on at once, the slow motion and also the in-body stabilizer. So this is one way to get really smooth movement. Now the problem with this is, of course, that it's slow motion, and if you need real time, then you can't use this technique. So it is limited, but it is something that you can also use. Another tool in your pocket, keep that in mind. Next, we can actually put some wheels on you, the camera person, and make it smooth that way. First up, we have good old-fashioned rollerblades, and these actually work really well. They're pretty cheap, they're easy to find, you might even have a pair at your home, but they do require some experience. Luckily, I do have some of that experience. So rollerblades can be a really good way to get real-time smooth movement without anything else, just the camera and rollerblades. It actually works really well, it's surprising. And this is one of those things where you just need to use some creativity, use something that you already have, and use that in your filmmaking process. The only big downsides of rollerblades is that the speed is kind of hard to keep constant, especially when you're doing these kinds of follow or leading shots. It's hard to keep that speed the same. And I'm kind of using this braking technique to slow down and keep the speed constant, but it's a little bit tricky. And also you need a smooth surface to roll on, so you're not going to be able to do this in grass or in gravel or on sand. You need something like asphalt or concrete. But it is a great way to get some smooth real-time movement. Another thing you might have lying around the house is a skateboard, which would work really well. And in this case, I'm actually using the boosted board. And the reason why I wanted to use the boosted board is because you can actually control the speed with the remote. So I was kind of holding the camera and remote at the same time, and then I was controlling the speed with the remote. And this is actually really handy because you can brake going downhill, and then you can speed up if you need to. And I know the boosted board is super expensive, so this is kind of counterintuitive. You might as well just buy the gimbal at that point. But maybe you already have a boosted board, or maybe you know somebody that has a boosted board, or some other electric skateboard, or just a normal skateboard. That'll work too. But I really like the boosted board because of the speed control factor. Even something like if you're going uphill, you don't have to be pushing the whole time. You can just use the motors to go up the hill, no problems. Now in this case, the only downside is that you do need some sort of smooth surface. Again, you can't be doing this on sand or gravel or grass or anything like that. So that's the only downside. So there we have it. We have a bunch of different ways that we can get smooth movement. And actually you want to combine these different techniques to get the best results. For example, you could use the in-body stabilization, and then you could go slow-mo and the boosted board or rollerblades, and you're gonna get super smooth movement. People are definitely gonna think that you're using some sort of gimbal or Steadicam. So next time you're out filming, be creative. Think about what you have on hand, what could you use to get smooth movement, but also remember those little tips and techniques like the ninja walk, in-body stabilization, slow motion, warp stabilizer in post. All those things can be combined to get some really smooth movement. Like in this example, I've combined the in-body stabilization, the boosted board, and then warp stabilizer, and look how smooth it is. So the moral of the story is you don't always need expensive equipment to do the job. In this case, you don't need a gimbal to get smooth movement. There's tons of different ways to do it. And gimbals are actually a really new thing, whereas smooth movement isn't. So there's tons of different ways of doing this. Alright, that's it for this video. If you like the color grade, check out the CineLuts presets, or if you're a photographer, the new Lightroom presets that I just released last week. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and guys, enjoy the filmmaking process and go get some of those travel feels.